y'all. So today we are going to talk about two major things. One, some just advice I have and just talking through some things for teachers that's in DLA, so Distance Learning Academy. And two, a message I got from my Bible study today. So let's get into it. One, first off, you gotta have just a real good schedule for you and your scholars. Organization is definitely key when you're teaching online, and definitely full-time online. If you're doing hybrid, you're doing twice the job. But definitely have everything planned out, like what time you're gonna wake up, what time you're gonna get dressed. You see I'm dressed for work. What time your scholars are going to be on watching you live, and what time they will be doing like Schoology or Seesaw. On those break times that you have where you're not in front of a scholar and you're not doing any grading, you need to get outside. One thing that I have been really just struggling with for the most part is getting outside and really forcing myself outside of my house, because when we're working at school, we rarely see outdoors anyways. However, you're leaving home to go to work. Now home is work, and it can really be a stress and leave energy inside the house of you just being stressed out about the workday. Then if you are in school like I am, I do night class, so that type of stress. So all that energy is in my house, on top of me trying to keep my house to be peaceful, away from all work stress. Now it's combined inside of my home. So you have to find ways to, one, renew your energy, renew your spirit in your space every day, but also renew the spirit in you. So major thing I do is get dressed every day. Try to be energetic even though I'm virtual. Also trying to get outside. And a major thing is already have your meals or your snacks already planned throughout the day. My problem is that all I want to do is eat cupcakes all day. But now I have been eating my breakfast, like already having in mind what I'm gonna make for breakfast, what I'm gonna have for lunch. Dinner, I'm still like iffy with that, but trying to have like your meals kind of planned out so that you're not eating all day while you're at home. Now, teachers do have a snack problem or a coffee issue. I, on the other hand, had a whole snack drawer at work. Now, my snacks are already at the house, so all I want to do is snack. So you have to be mindful of that, because you will get freshman 15 from the house. And I mean, I'm not a weight shamer or none of that stuff, because I have gotten thickums myself. I done gained 20 pounds since the summer. But if that's something you really don't want to do and you're working to stay healthy, that's the major part. Not the number, the health. You feel me? And journal. I have a journal that I keep to journal about just work in general. I work in a predominantly white district, and I will be talking more about that in another video. But it's a lot of stress being the only black teacher, only teacher of color on my K team out of 14 teachers that are teaching distance learning right now. And it's very difficult working in those spaces and having to show up in your authentic self, but not really. Like having to code switch, having to watch what I say, being mindful of I have to work twice as hard to get half as much. I also went through like a lot of over surveillance this year, every year really, but this year was very apparent. So working to make sure that I'm taking care of myself when I'm not being taken care of as a professional is a major thing. It can get very stressful. It can be very discouraging. It can even make you want to quit. And I'm already at the house, so all I gotta do is log off. You feel me? Like computer open, computer closed. You feel me? But it's just really about just trying to take care of yourself. The major thing with all this corona stuff is that we have to take care of ourselves more and more. Finding things that we love to do on a budget. And also just finding things in your home that gives you peace. So journaling definitely has been that for me. Praying has definitely been that for me. I have blessed my home more times while me working from home more than I have ever done in my life. I think it's very important to get out certain spirits, especially like the spirit of doubt, the spirit of worry, the spirit of anxiety. All these things from that come about for me from being stressed, being the only Black teacher, being over surveillance, but also with organization, just feeling like this pressure to be overly organized that I have never had the pressure of when I was teaching in a building, because I was able to have the autonomy of being flexible and moving things around and changing things up. But now that we are literally in the homes of our scholars, their parents are definitely honing in on everything they see. They want things to be differently for just their individual child. And yes, we do differentiate when we're in a school building, but it's just a certain way that we do a lot of stuff, and we move at our own pace, as well as we change things up. When things aren't working, we change it. When things are, we don't. And we push kids in their zone of proximal. I'm talking a lot of teacher jargon, but for my teachers that are watching, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We are organized, but we move at our own beat of our own drum with our scholars. And when it's time for us to switch, we switch it up. But a lot of parents are not liking that because they're trying to get used to a structure and they want it to be strict. But honestly, school is not as structured as they may have believed it to be, especially kindergarten. I teach the 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. So it's a lot of different stuff that happens over here. So yeah, I guess that's all for that. I think my major point that I do want to get out before we go, we always have to end with something with God. You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? I think the major thing that I want to just put out there today, my pastor talked a lot, Pastor Kenneth Locke Jr. the second, Evolve Church in Milwaukee. He talked a lot about, you know, just allowing God to take something bad and change it for your good. We focused on, you know, we were in Genesis chapter 50 and we were talking about Joseph and, you know, just things that Joseph went through with being sold into slavery and then becoming, you know, a person that Pharaoh trusted in his kingdom, and then having to go to jail, and then being placed as a king and having the decision of treating people the way they treated him and getting revenge, or allowing God to heal him. And he chose the route of allowing God to heal him. So I feel like today, as we go throughout our day, whatever triggers you today, you need to really focus on that. I had an instance this morning where I felt very triggered by my spouse, by my boyfriend. And I really had to journal about it and pray. Because sometimes it's not really the person, it's what the person reminds us of, or an event or something we went through that we're like, we're never going to go through that again. So whoever perpetuates that type of behavior or actions or say anything that's similar or the exact thing, our guards go up and we go into fight mode. Or flight, because I'm good with pushing people away, and I'm trying to really work on that, like having a balance of, this is my boundary, sir. This is my, and not just with my man, but everybody. This is my boundary. You may not know the new Demetria, but you will get to know her. This is my boundary. You are welcome to stay here and play here, but this is the boundary of this playground over here. You hear me? And sometimes people, it takes them a while to learn that boundary and to know who you are. And we can't always just push people out right away. Now, it is some instances where you need to. But I say all this to say that Joseph chose healing. So I'm saying that we all need to choose healing. When we get triggered, we need to really zone in. Why are we being triggered? Because that is an area where we can work on. Today, I was being triggered with a little bit of not feeling really loved and appreciated. Love and happiness. Wasn't feeling too happy. Wasn't feeling too loved. And I had to really break that down. Like, okay, is it just this moment? Is it a combination of stuff this week? Is it him? Is it work? And I came down to the conclusion that, you know, at the end of the day, if I don't feel cherished, if I don't feel loved, if I don't feel appreciated or reassured in that, it triggers me and it makes me want to push you away, because I dealt with that in my childhood. Now, that isn't my man's fault, and I don't want to, you know, ever punish him for something that's not his fault. However, as he is trying to love on me, he has to understand that. And also, I have to understand that womb as well, so I can go to God and seek healing for that, so that I'm not looking for that validation. I'm not looking for that security. I'm not looking for that love or whatever from somebody else that all in all comes from God, and it comes from God freely. He loved us before we were even formed in our mother's womb. He had plans for us that better than plans that we have for ourselves. He said he would do exceedingly abundantly above all that we could ever ask or even think of. So whatever your wildest dream is, God can do that times 1,000. So how about we put our energy and our focus into our healing, into our God who came to heal us, who is here to heal us, so that when we go out into the world, we're able to pass that healing on to other people. Because what I went through is it did come to hurt me. Like the devil, all the things that happened in my childhood was supposed to kill me, was supposed to kill my spirit man, was supposed to kill my purpose. But that pain pushed me into my prosperity because I gave it to God. But it was a time in my life where I didn't give it to God. I did not lean on God. I knew God, but I was not in relationship with him. I was in the world fully, running like the world runs, thinking like the world thinks. But now I understand that I am sanctified, I am set apart, that I am in this world, but I am not of this world, that the cloak that I am from is from God's cloak. So, just stuff like that. And just, I just hope everybody just finds a piece of joy, a piece of something that they're grateful of, appreciative of today. And as I am looking like Freddy Krueger by this sweater, I wish you the best. Love, peace, and joy. Bye.